Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. Right, I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I found it just before I was about to make this video and I thought it would be worth talking to you guys about. First of all, it's Pat McFadden talking again at a local event that he went to, a local youth hub, and he was talking about future benefit cuts or future benefit savings, shall we say. And he made some very interesting comments. Now, it's not necessarily to say that it's a good thing that he's saying, because obviously you have to read between the lines and try to work out what the government actually want to do or planning to do. But it seems as though they may, again, this is just my opinion, they may have turned a corner on just cutting benefits for the sake of it. Let me show you the article and I'll show you what I mean. There will be no arbitrary benefit cut target in any future reforms, Labour's welfare chief has vowed. Pat McFadden said focusing on savings is not the best approach as he looked to move on from bitter divisions in the summer. The Work and Pension Secretary said any plans he puts forward will instead centre around giving people opportunities to work. The government was forced to abandon deep cuts to personal independence payment and changes to universal credit health top-ups in the summer after a backbench rebellion. But Chancellor Rachel Reeves has pledged to reduce welfare spending and get people into work. Speaking during a visit to a new youth employment hub in Peterborough, he said, "I think welfare reform, when it happens, should be firmly focused on working opportunity and not an arbitrary benefit cut target. I don't think that is the best way to do that." Asked if that was where his predecessor Liz Kendall went wrong, Mr McFadden said, "What's done is done. I don't want to look in the rearview mirror, but I want the welfare state to be a springboard for opportunity. And so when I take forward welfare reform, it will have work and opportunity at its heart." He said the government wants to ramp up this number of employment hubs from around 100 to 200. The centres like the one in Peterborough provide help and advice for young people seeking work. Right, so that's what he was saying. Sorry it's a bit of a short video today, but my anxiety and my panic attacks are really bad again today for some reason, so I'm keeping it short and sweet. Basically, though, he's saying that he wants to, instead of arbitrarily cut benefits and have a target, he wants to try and springboard people into work. Now, of course, we have to understand how that's going to happen and who he's going to target. Now, it looks as though from recent times they're aiming at youth more than ever. You know, they're aiming at the people who are not in work, employment, training and things like that. So the youth element looks to be something which they're targeting specifically. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with targeting a group if those people are able to work, but if they're not, then I hope that they're not going to be swept up into all of that as well. But it is perhaps encouraging news that they're not going to just pluck a figure out of the air and say, right, we're going to cut benefits by this amount of money. Now, whether they are just hoping that more young people will get back into work and therefore spending will drop, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see what the actual outcome of this is, because obviously we've got the Timms report that's going to be reported next year. So obviously we'll have to wait and see when that comes out, what that recommends, and if they plan to make any savings from that. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think this is a good thing that he's saying? Or do you feel that actually he's perhaps trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and that actually this will eventually lead to cuts? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Please do subscribe if you got this far. I'll see you next time.